Your Honor, if we could call Arthur Knight.
All right, State of Utah versus Nicholas Rossi, 2219-06768. Ms. Dugan is here. Ms. Vasquez is here. I understand the defendant wants to be referred to as Mr. Knight. Mr. Knight, can you hear me okay? Mr. Knight, can you hear me? Can somebody out at the Utah County Jail?
He's shaking his head, yes.
You can't hear? Okay. Ms. Dugan?
Your Honor, I'm asking for a continuance if we could set this out to April 19th.
April 19th. And you okay with that, Ms. Vasquez?
Your Honor, the state's aware that counsel needs to speak with her client. We are just asking that if we don't have any further discussions, that we be able to set the prelim at that date.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Knight, we are going to set this matter on our calendar 4 weeks, actually 6 weeks from today. So Friday, April 19th at 1 o'clock. You can appear virtually for that. At that hearing, I'm going to be looking to set the matter on my preliminary hearing calendar to move this case forward to trial. Do you understand that?
Yes, Judge Lawrence, I do have a question.
Okay. All right. So I will see you on April 19th. That'll be virtually. The next hearing after that will be a prelim, and you'll need to be here in person, and we will arrange for that. Anything further, Ms. Dugan?
No,
I do have a question.
Arthur, I'd really prefer that you and I chat before you ask a question to the judge. Is that something you want to talk to me about really quick and we can recall it?
If I may, it's just I am being called, we'll see, in the jail. I wanted to ask Judge.
I can't hear you, Mr. Knight. I don't know if you can remove your mask just for a few seconds, but I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now, Judge? Can you hear me now?
Arthur,
You have to speak up.
oh, yes.
Yeah, I can. I'm not sure I can actually hear words, though. Go ahead.
Okay. I am asking, in the jail, I am being referred to as Nicholas Rossi and obliged to the
I can't hear you.
Arthur, do you want me to call back into the jail and try to clarify what you're trying to communicate to the judge?
doing my best. Can you hear me?
All right, here's what we're going to do, Mr. Knight. You're on the calendar for April 19th. Your attorney's going to try to get back in touch with you in a breakout session. And if she thinks you need to address the court further, we'll be here for a while. So why don't you chat with her and figure out what it is you want to say?
I'm asking a question now. All the question is whether or not I will appeal. If you're looking.
Yeah, the problem is I can't hear you. So why don't you chat with your attorney and figure out what it is you want me to know, and she can let me know if she thinks that's a good idea, okay?
Can you hear me? No. Can you hear me? No. Can you hear me?
So, Arthur, I'm going to give you a call and we're going to recall your case, okay? Just give me 1 second.
Go ahead, counsel.
Thank you.
We'll call you back when we need you. Or you let us know when you're ready.
Yeah, can we call Aaron Garrett?
Yeah. All right. State of Utah versus Aaron Garrett. We have 2 orders to show cause on the scheduling conference in case ending 782. Mr. Wilson is here. Ms. Weaver's here. Can you mute the Utah County Jail? Oh, they are. Okay. How are you, Ms. Garrett?
Good, how are you?
I'm okay. Where are we going, Mr. Wilson?
Yeah, so in the new case ending 782,
Okay.
that there's a resolution that she would agree to plead to count 2 intoxication as a Class C misdemeanor, and that probation would be run concurrently with her other cases. that she's currently on probation for.
So this happened prior to sentencing in the other case?
Correct, but there's a Murray case in which he had entered a guilty plea that was subsequent, that was part of the order to show cause, and then that would violate her probation.
So is the state agreeing that this one does not violate?
This one doesn't. 'Cause
That's
it
correct, Your
preceded,
Honor.
right.
Okay, so for purposes of today, there's going to be a plea on the one case. The two other cases, the OSC will be stricken then? Is that what you're thinking?
No,
Or-
Your Honor.
No.
No, she'll be entering, well, the court can take judicial notice that that conviction in the Murray Justice Court violated her probation.
All right, fair
They
enough.
already dismissed that case also today. I went and looked at that.
She entered a guilty plea, but they closed it out.
They did.
I did my.
Okay. All right, well, let's take this one step at a time then. So she's been in the jail since February 19th? Okay. All right, first things first. Ms. Garrett, in this new case, this is the case in which you've been charged with intoxication from September 3rd of last year. Your attorney tells me you want to plead guilty. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
You under the influence of any alcohol or drugs?
No,
You
Your Honor.
thinking clearly and able to make decisions today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you had a chance to review the statement of rights you're giving up by pleading guilty today?
Yes, Your
You
Honor.
understand that you're giving up significant constitutional rights like the right to a jury trial? Is that a yes?
Yes.
Is it your desire today to give up those rights and plead guilty?
Actually, now that we say it, maybe I'll do the jury trial. No, actually, yes, I'll plead guilty.
Well,
I mean,
look, I don't want you to plead guilty because it's convenient. I want you to plead guilty if you actually did it and you want to plead guilty.
I know, it's just, I haven't done half my charges anyway, so I might as well plead guilty, Your Honor.
Well, I don't want you to just might as well plead guilty unless, I mean, you're being charged, the charge is intoxication on September 3rd.
I'll just plead guilty.
All right, well, all right, you're going to be pleading guilty to a Class C misdemeanor. You understand that carries with it a potential sentence of up to 90 days in jail. You
Yes,
understand that? And do you understand that by pleading guilty today, that could enhance any charges in other cases in the future?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Wilson, what's the factual basis supporting the charge?
Yeah, on September 3rd, 2023 in Salt Lake County, the defendant was under the influence of alcohol and caused a public disturbance.
Is that what happened on September 3rd of last year?
Yes,
Okay, with respect to count 2, intoxication, a Class C misdemeanor, how do you plead, Ms. Garrett?
guilty.
Are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty of this crime?
Yes, Your
And is this plea being made voluntarily and of your own free will?
Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, accept your plea. I find it was knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily made. Go ahead and sign the plea form if you haven't already. We will sign it, enter it into the record. The court notes that the first count in that case has been dismissed. All right, so do we want to go ahead with sentencing then, counsel?
Yes, please, Your Honor.
And so what have the parties agreed to sentencing on this case?
So Ms. Garrett has an application pending with Valley Behavioral Health. And I know this is her third order to show cause, Your Honor. As far as, have we dealt with that yet, Your Honor? Maybe we should deal with that one first.
No, I am informed that she has pled guilty in, is it Murray Justice Court?
Yes.
Murray Justice Court, and that would violate the terms of her probation in the other two cases, ending 209 and 844. So I find and conclude that she has violated the terms of her probation in both of those cases. Now, I will tell you that in looking at these cases, it seemed like this wasn't working, and I was wondering if we just needed to send her to jail for a period of time and close these cases out. But tell me what you think we should do.
So we're asking the court to release her to Valley Epic once a bed becomes available. I'd ask the court to impose 90 days just to hold her, and I'll file an order once we get confirmation that she has a bed available to release her there.
All right.
Which I set that up, by the way.
Which she did.
I am proud of that.
Well, you should be proud
I've
of
been
it. That's
doing
good to hear.
and I also talked to probation twice with the VOA. So I have been getting my stuff together. So me going to my mom's and her calling the cops on me because she freaked out because she didn't want me there. And I did nothing wrong. And that's why I'm back here. It should be, honestly, that was
Well, I'm actually glad to hear that, because I was wondering if we were just wasting our
No,
time.
you
But if
aren't
you're
wasting your
taking the
time.
initiative on this,
Yes.
that
Your
makes
Honor.
me feel a lot better. I'm glad you are. You're a young woman, you have a lot of years ahead of you.
Yeah.
Let's take care of this now, right?
Yeah, and that's what I.
So, was there, were we gonna do probation concurrent on
Yes,
this
Your Honor.
new case?
Yes.
How many months?
So for this, it would be 12 months, I believe. 6 months?
I think it's 6.
I think it's 6 months on
It's,
a Class C misdemeanor.
It is it. All right. So here's what we're going to do, Ms. Garrett. So on case ending 0782, the case you just pled on, I'm going to sentence you to to 90 days in, well, sentence you to 90 days in jail, but allow for your early release to Valley.
Yes, Your Honor.
And Your Honor, I don't know if you can put it in the order. I've run into issues in other cases where they're just released. I don't know if she can be released to someone from Valley. I'm not sure. Maybe Mr. Wilson knows. I don't know if there's someone at Valley that picks them up. I'm not sure how that really works, but maybe if you can specify that so the jail knows.
So I'm not sure what kind of issues you've had, but with Valley Epic, we've had no issues.
Okay.
They'll come.
Okay.
Okay, then just, I will strike what I said.
All right. So I'm sentencing you to 90 days on this case, but I'll allow for your early release when a bed becomes available at Valley Behavioral Health. And when that happens, Mr. Wilson will send me an order and I'll sign
And
it.
who sets that up? Who sets because you already called them?
So you're on the waiting list. And so-
Yeah, I know, I
And so
have
once a
been.
bed becomes available, they'll contact us and then I'll enter an order for your release.
Oh, so you already did contact them.
Yes.
Okay. So in this case, I'm going to order 6 months of Salt Lake County probation, subject to the same terms and conditions as were applicable to your previous cases. In the 2 previous cases where there has been a violation, I'm ordering your probation in those cases to be revoked and reinstated according to the same terms and conditions. I'm going to, in those cases as well, I will sentence you to 90 days in jail, give you credit back to February 19th, but allow for your early release in those cases to Valley Behavioral Health as well. All 3 of the probation in all 3 of these cases are concurrent. So as soon as a bed becomes available at Valley, you're going to be released on all 3 cases to Valley. And I hope things work for you. It sounds like you finally are at a point in your life where you want to take responsibility. I wish you the best, and I hope it does. I hope I don't see you again, because this, if I do, it's probably not worth continuing with probation. And it's probably just we're at the point where we'll send you to jail for a period of time and close the cases.
Okay.
So I would urge you to do everything to
Which I
take
have.
advantage of the
So, yeah.
opportunity.
Thank you.
Okay, anything further?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Good luck to you, Ms. Garrett.
Thanks, Judge.
Your Honor, if we
You guys need a hand with you get that? I was kind of all over the place. Yeah,
You're lucky your clerks are great, Judge.
I believe me, I know.
Could we please recall the night matter?
We can. Mr. Knight, can you hear me?
We can hear you, Your
Even
Honor.
Okay.
Your Honor, what he was trying to communicate to the court is he's frustrated that the Utah County Jail is referring to him as Nicholas Rossi. I let him know there's nothing that this court can do as it relates to sort of the filings in court. But I suggested that this court could make an order that the Utah County Jail, at least just when they speak to Mr. Knight, to refer to him as Mr. Knight.
Well, here's the thing. This case is filed against you as Nicholas Edward Rossi. Mr. Knight is an AKA. So when I call your case, technically I have to call the Rossi case. I'm happy to call you Mr. Knight. I am not inclined to issue an order requiring the Utah County to use a certain name. Perhaps the judge in Utah County might, but I don't think I'm going to put that condition upon Utah County. But I will certainly refer to the defendant as Mr. Knight in my courtroom. Okay? So, Mr. Knight, I will see you on April 19th at 1 o'clock. And again, that will be virtually. The next hearing after that will be a preliminary hearing, and you'll be transported here to Salt Lake. Have a good day.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
That's all I have, if may be excused.
You may.